Hey guys, what's going on? In this video we'll take a look at Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge in the Smoky Mountains in East Tennessee. Both these places have a very special place in my heart because that was my first introduction to the US. So let's do the tourist thing first, and then at the end of the video I'll share some of my personal stories. Let's start with Gatlinburg. It's a mountain resort town with a population of just 4,000 people. It's a popular vacation resort and it has a lot of attractions, like Gatlinburg, which is the only ski resort in the state, and this is actually where I learned to mountain ski. Another attraction is the Gatlinburg Sky Lift, which takes visitors up 1,800 feet to the top of the Crockett Mountain, where you can walk on the longest footbridge in the US. You can enjoy great views of the Smokies and make lots of pictures. Let's walk around and see what it feels like.
Walking across the glass, looking down.
You're from Russia.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Welcome, welcome.
So how do you like Skybridge?
It's pretty good.
Are you scared at all?
Yeah, look.
A bit. I see you holding on to that rail.
Yeah.
See, I'm not doing that. I'm okay.
Not bad.
Okay. Good job, good job.
Faith over fear.
Where you guys from?
We're from
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay guys, this is Gatlinburg for you. From way up high. Ooh. In downtown Gatlinburg you'll find Space Needle, which is an observation tower, and it provides a 360-degree view of the Smoky Mountains. It's not that high by today's standards, but it's still pretty cool. Gatlinburg is family-oriented, but it has a lot going on for all ages, from candy stores, restaurants, and breweries, to Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies, and Hollywood Star Cars Museum, and other Ripley's attractions. Firearms allowed? What do you mean? One of the newest additions to Gatlinburg is Anarchista, which is a super cool theme park. Chair and gondola rides will take you to the top of the mountain, where they have zip lines, a mountain coaster, and rope trails. There's plenty of shops and restaurants and fun things to do for kids, and stunning views, of course. I haven't been to Gatlinburg for a while, and see, none of these places existed. This is just so incredible. It's like, it feels like a whole new town.
Tennessee, Gatlinburg, walkie-talkies are anarchistas. Come get some.
Come on, Slava. What are you waiting for?
Getting me in all kinds of trouble. Hello, hello. Yeah, you are. But the major tourist attraction of the region is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which, if you didn't know, is the most visited national park in the US. In 2019, it had a record-breaking number of tourists, 12.5 million. The park is enormous, of course. There are 850 miles of trails, and it's impossible to do it all in one day. We started with Lauren Falls. Let's take a look. We are in Smoky Mountain National Park. We're going to Lauren Falls, see what it's all about.
This is most visited national park in USA, Slava told me.
You're so smart.
Get it while you can.
All right. One of the most popular things to do here is visiting Cades Cove, a valley with a number of preserved historic buildings, including log cabins, barns, and churches. You can drive around and make as many stops as you want to. Watch black bears from a distance. There's so many of them, there's no way you're gonna miss them. We are driving through Smoky Mountain National Park, and we probably got lucky because you can see a bear over there in the distance.
It's a black bear.
Yeah.
And he's just chewing the grass.
But in case you missed them, you might actually see them in Gatlinburg. Because the city is surrounded by forest, bears are no stranger to this place. We came back to the hotel one night and all the guests were standing on their balconies, and then there were some police cars, and I was like, what's going on? Well, it turned out there were some bears walking around, like it's just a normal thing, you know? So many bears.
Oh, there's a few.
Stay back 50 yards or you can be injured or killed. We are in the Smoky Mountain National Park. Gatlinburg is the type of city where you actually have to walk. So it's wonderful. It's very un-American. We are hiring over here. And just the next one building also we're hiring. And I think the salaries also like stepped up from the time that I was here. Back then it was like $7, $8 an hour. Now it's like 10, 12 bucks an hour.
It's like a game.
Get a job. Finding the best salary. That's what I was doing. I was going like from place to... Oh! How's it going? Hey, we didn't call you guys yesterday.
No, you're all good. You guys have a fun day yesterday?
Since you've been here a few days, you want to tell me what's the best thing to do in Gatlinburg?
Ooh. Honestly, just walk this strip and get all the free samples you can. Get the moonshine, the wine. There was a bear up there yesterday that got into the snack shops and stuff.
Another one?
Yeah, another one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of fun though.
Wow.
Oh my God, bears. And the little baby bears. Oh my God, they're climbing the tree. Oh my God.
So why is this place so popular? Because it's a tourist destination that caters primarily to Southern culture and country music fans. It's basically a family-friendly version of Las Vegas in the South. Safe and enjoyable. Now let's take a look at Pigeon Forge, which is another mountain resort city just 5 miles away from Gatlinburg. It has a population of 6,000 people, and it has a very different feel to it.
Nice car.
It's made for cars, it's not very walkable, but they have cool trolleys like this, and they have a lot of trolley stops so you can travel around. Pigeon Forge, no problem. All-day pass is $3. Welcome to Pigeon Forge, and it got its name from an iron forge that was built in 1820 along Little Pigeon River. In the vicinity was now is called the Old Mill. You get a magnificent view from here. Now it's a tourist town that can offer so much to you. For centuries, the Cherokee used the valley where Pigeon Forge is now located as a hunting ground. And as early as the 20th century, Pigeon Forge was nothing but an isolated mountain hamlet with no major roads. But it all changed when in 1982, Pigeon Forge initiated an aggressive economic plan that centered around theme parks, outlet malls, and live music venues. In 1976, the Hershon brothers of Branson, Missouri, bought a local theme park which they renamed to Silver Dollar City. Then in 1985, they approached country music superstar Dolly Parton, who actually comes from this area, with a proposal for a partnership in promotion and operation of Silver Dollar City. And this worked out exceptionally well for both parties. Alright, what are the attractions of Pigeon Forge? Well, of course, the major ones are Dollywood, Dollywood Splash Country, a water park, Dixie Stampede, which they now renamed Dolly Parton Stampede, trying to be politically correct, Wonderworks Pigeon Forge, Titanic Museum attraction, Hollywood Wax Museum, Magic Quest, go-karts, and so much more. One of the newest additions to the city was The Island. It's a place where you'll find a lot of shopping and dining. There's a dancing water fountain and live music, country music of course. So back in 2004, this was actually a dry county. Can you believe that? In Pigeon Forge, you could only buy a beer. We had to drive to Gatlinburg or Knoxville to get some strong alcohol. But now, you see a lot of like moonshine places. What's up with that? So which ones did you guys choose?
Banana pudding, pickles, cherries,
right?
apple pie, butter pecan.
All right. How many days will it take you to finish it all?
Well, we're closing on our house and we'll have a party, so it'll be.
Okay, Chicago and like Maine.
You're not doing Memphis?
Yeah, it's an. I mean, I'm just giving you like.
You need a gun.
In Memphis, you need a gun.
You need a gun in Memphis.
Well, what if we just stay in the central part, like where it's supposed to be safe?
No, there is no safe spot in Memphis.
My name's Allie.
Matthew.
Scott.
Okay, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, I like it too. I really like it. It's like filleted too.
Let me film her.
I like this stuff.
Как тебя зовут?
Меня зовут Миша, как у вас?
Меня зовут Slava. Were you born here or in Russia?
I was born here.
Oh, you're born here. But your mom comes from St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a cool story.
That's so
And it
funny.
speaks Russian too.
It does.
Pigeon Forge is also famous for its car shows like Shades of the Past, where you'll be able to see cars just like this one, and also like hot rod car shows and all the other ones. So in the summertime, it always stays busy.
We leave here probably about an hour and we'll go all the way up to Gatlinburg we line up, go through Gatlinburg, loop, come back, stop over here at the gas station, get coffee, and make sure everybody made it back.
Right.
Yeah.
So this one's just a local gathering.
Yes.
It's not like Shades of the Past, nothing like that.
No, sir. We meet every Thursday here.
Oh,
you know, if
so we
it's
got
above
lucky.
60 degrees and not raining.
Oh, I got this card from my wife. Awesome.
As you enter Pigeon Forge, you're like, am I in Las Vegas? Yeah, it is pretty similar. It's like country Las Vegas. So there's plenty of shows, There's the dinner feud between McCoys and Hatfields. And you may have heard about this long-standing feud. And actually, when you go for dinner, you can pick a side. Which family you want to side with, like McCoys or Hatfields. And it's going to be pretty entertaining. In 2016, Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg had some of the worst wildfires that claimed at least 14 lives and cost $2 billion in damage. Those were some of the deadliest wildfires in the history of eastern Tennessee. Like I mentioned, this part of the U.S. has a very special place in my heart because that was my first introduction to the U.S. So let me show you where I used to live. So this apartment complex is where I used to live at. I think we had an apartment over there. I remember I was breaking up a fight between an Armenian guy and a guy from Uzbekistan, and the police arrived right here on the scene. They couldn't understand what either of those guys were saying because they didn't speak English. So I came to the rescue of the police officers. Then they were like, we need a guy like you on the force. I said, well, sign me up. And they wanted to know if I'm a citizen, but I wasn't, so didn't qualify.
So guys, this is another location where I used to live and work at. This apartment number 3.
My friend George, who now lives in Blacksburg, Virginia, used to have a house right by this creek.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. There used to be a nice big house over here with a nice patio. In the evenings, he would drink bourbon and Coke. And I would just have some beer and we talked about all kinds of things. And then some guys approached him in a Mercedes and offered him a deal that he couldn't say no to. And that's how he ended up selling the property and moving to Virginia. I used to work at different locations like Country Candy Kitchen, Golden Corral, and Smoky Meadows Hotel, which no longer exists. Also, I worked at Smoky Mountain Brewery, and of course, I had to visit this place on my trip. So let's see what it looks like today.
Now let me take you to a brewery that I used to work at. It's called Smoky Mountain Brewery.
All these places have the same owners. This restaurant's called Calhoun's. This one is Cherokee Grill.
The Red Irish Ale. Hellas, your wheat beer.
Hellers.
This is Pale Ale, hoppy but on the light side.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you guys anything else at the moment?
If it's Friday night, I'm at the ball game, and Thursday, Saturday. If it don't rain, I'm heading out to the lake, and I'll be gone all weekend long.
Great food, great service, and that night they had a karaoke night. If you watched some of my previous videos about my first trips to the US, you might remember this guy, Rusty. We used to make taffy together, so I was able to find him on this trip, and now he's selling jewelry.
Okay, introduce me.
Stan. That's all I know. I don't even know your last name. They just,
Oh, you know?
They always called him Stan because I didn't know how to say what he was talking about.
And he's good at making candies.
You
Used to be.
He was professional candy
Probably
maker
not
years
anymore.
ago. Yeah. You don't need to do that anymore. You're rich. Rich Stan.
They getting me in trouble.
Oh, you're not rich. Oh, I'm sorry. He's broke.
Poor.
I can't travel all over the country.
So we used to work together at Country Candy Kitchen. We used to make taffy.
That's it. That was our
It
job.
was my buddy, right?
I was. You were the professional. I was your minion.
Okay.
Okay, minion.
What are some of your favorite things?
I like the jewelry stuff. I like the Hopi.
Oh, you got one?
That's done by the Hopi.
On your finger.
So when he can get you a marriage ring, you can get you one of these. You can use that as a marriage
Wow,
ring.
looks good. Looks like. I had a great friend, Al, but unfortunately, he's no longer with us. He was a great, funny, and honest person, and after my first trip, I remember he gave me as a present a National Geographic magazine subscription, which they were delivering all the way to Russia. Here we are again at Country Candy Kitchen. This is the place where this was one of my first jobs in the US. Come see it. They got wonderful ice cream, lots of good choice of candies, taffy, of course.
And you know what? This ice cream is one of the best which I have tried in my life because it's not too sweet and yeah.
I got this caramel apple, which was one of my favorites in the store. So it's like a green apple covered in caramel and peanuts. It's really tasty.
I love visiting this area. It reminds me of my first experience of living on my own, making money on my own, and learning about the great Southern hospitality. There's nothing like this in the world, trust me. Let me share a cool story. It's from Atlanta, but it's close enough. So I was visiting my friend Aaron in 2012, and I wanted to rent a muscle car in Atlanta. I went to the airport, rental place, and they didn't give it to me because I didn't have an international driver's license. So I came back to Aaron's place disappointed, and his dad was like, "What do you mean they didn't give you a car? This ain't right." And he said, "I'm gonna get your muscle car, man." So he started calling all of his friends until he called a basketball player that was playing in Germany at the time. And that guy had a brand new Camaro, so he said, "Hey, I have a Russian friend here with me and he wants to borrow your Camaro for a week. Do you mind?" And that guy said, "Sure."
All right, this is Slava in the Camaro.
So I was lost for words.
Nice.
Went over to his place, greeted his mom, and she gave me keys to his Camaro. Wow.
Woo! That's it. That's right. What do you think?
I think it's perfect. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Y'all come visit, you hear?
And nothing could be found, a place of her in Tennessee. And the girl of my Tennessee, I know she's waiting there for me. Come down, settle down in that little country town, the girl of my Tennessee. Little girl of my Tennessee, and the girl of my Tennessee, I know she's right there for me. And now settle down in that little country town, little girl of my Tennessee.
Tea, coffee, or soda, free refills, okay? Y'all just order up front with me when you're ready.
Thanks so much.
You got it, sweetie.